morning. How are you today?
Fine.
Very good, very good. All right, today we're looking at a sort of a problem or a grammatical point that often results in some problems, especially if we misunderstand the grammatical issue involved here. And this has to do with noun-pronoun agreement. This is a familiar topic to you, but it's important because as I looked through your writings, there is often seems to be problems in noun-pronoun agreement. So here today we're just sort of zooming in on this grammatical point which has to do with noun-pronoun agreement. We'll quickly go over some points that I imagine that you are familiar with, but it's important always to sort of cast light on these issues so that you avoid making mistakes in this particular problematic area. So what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a part of a speech. It's pronoun. So pro means helping the noun. So it does sometimes the work of a noun. So a pronoun is very much a part of a speech that replaces, that substitutes for nouns or noun phrases and designates, refers to persons, issues, things, and so on. Of course, we all know that a pronoun can be a subject pronoun. For example, I, he, you, she, it, they, we, and so on. And sometimes pronouns come as object pronoun. For example, me. He told me. He gave me the book. Me is an object pronoun. Him or her or it or us or them. I told them about the story. I told them the story, and so on. And sometimes pronouns come as possessive pronouns. For example, my book. Okay. Our university. Okay. Your child, for example, your book, your textbook, his or her, and so on. We also know that nouns can be singular and plural. For example, he, she, it, they, him, them, you as a plural, and so on. So pronouns can also be singular and plural. Also, we have to remember something, that every noun, this is that point that we are trying to look at today in this class, that every pronoun must agree with its noun, or something we call it in grammar with its antecedent. Okay, so a noun or a pronoun must agree with its antecedent or pronoun. Let's just look at this example. Sammy purchased an airline ticket and now he cannot find it. So we have here is Sammy and an airline ticket, and he refers to Sammy, or he refers to its antecedent. Okay, and it again refers to its antecedent airline ticket. Okay, so Sammy is the antecedent for he, and airline ticket is the antecedent for it. Okay, so the rule here, and we want to focus on this, is every pronoun must agree with its noun in number, in gender, and in person. Okay, let's highlight these issues. First, number agreement. What does it mean to say number agreement? Whether it is singular or plural. Okay, so Sammy purchased an airline ticket, so we have he is singular, airline ticket, so it is it, not them for that matter. Okay, so an airline passengers must show there. Okay, so there is the plural pronoun for passengers. Okay, so the idea here is every noun pronoun must agree with its noun in number. That is to say, whether it is singular or plural. Gender agreement has to do with feminine or masculine. All right, so Jane wants to increase her, not his, not their, Jane, because it's feminine. And will Ali tell us about his? So again, number agreement, gender agreement. And the same thing, Justin, he. Okay? And our staff members completed there, because there it's a plural, so the gender here is not sort of marked grammatically in English. Okay? And then we have each passenger is responsible for getting his or her. Why did I say his or her, not his or her? Because passenger can be a mixed, I have a group of male and female passengers, so that's why I use his or her passengers. Okay? So the university has changed its recommendation. Notice that I used it's not his or her because it's university. It has something we call it neuter. Neutral, that is to say, not male, not female, not masculine, not feminine. Okay? Alright. And the third thing is something called person agreement. That is to say, the position or the point of view of the speaker. Okay? Person is first person speaking, first person singular, I, or first person plural, we. Second person singular, you, or second person plural, you, all of you. And third person, he or she, or plural, or they or them, and so on. So it is the point of view of the speaker, whether I, you, or they, and so on. Okay? So, what is wrong with this sentence? Incorrect. I hate to proofread my paper because proofreading is such a boring thing for you to do. What is wrong with me? Why is it for me, not for you? Because we are mixing first person with second person. So this is not consistent. This is not an agreement in person. So we have to maintain the same sort of point of view. Okay? So the correct thing is, I hated to proofread my paper because proofreading is such a boring thing for me to do. Alright? What's wrong here? When a person turns 30, your perspective on life changes in many ways. It has to be his or her. Why? Because this is the third person point of view, not a second person. So it has to be, bravo alaikum, it has to be his or her perspective on life changes. So again, we have to maintain the third case of person agreement. Okay? This is something that generally you know and you're familiar with, but I see some problems here, so it's important to always remember this. You have to maintain number agreement. Alright. Additionally, there are some definite or indefinite pronouns that are always singular. Okay? For instance, another, each, either, much, none, nothing, someone, somebody, everyone, everybody, and so on. Whenever we see them, they have to take a singular verb and a singular pronoun. Okay? Let's see some examples. Okay? Someone left his or her. Why his or her? It's not really clear who, if it is she or he. Okay? Anyone? Notice the verb singular with an S because it's singular. Anyone knows the story of the town. And the same thing, nobody wants his or her. Nobody. It's indefinite pronoun. It always takes a singular pronoun or a singular verb. Okay? Each of the participants once. Why not singular? Singular, because each is sort of the hit word here. Okay. Neither of the men looks as if he. Again, neither alone takes a singular pronoun and a singular verb. This is clear?
Yes.
Alright. Then we also have these indefinite pronouns that are always plural, such as both, few, many, others, and several. Okay? And from their name, from its meaning that they are always plural. For instance, the few who completed, not his or her, their, because it takes a plural pronoun. The police asked both witnesses if they. Okay, so both plural. And several students expressed their interest. Again, there has to be plural because of the word several. Okay? Now, the last thing here on this note is that some of these pronouns can be singular or plural depending on the context. Okay? So the context tells me if I am going to use a singular verb, pronoun, and so on. For example, all, any, more, some, none, or most. For example, all of the gas is gone. whereas all of the children are gone. Why is it in the first case is, the second case are?
Yes.
Because the context determines, yes, Dua.
The first sentence.
The word
Single.
gas is uncountable. Okay, so it is a singular, whereas here it's a plural sort of countable noun, and therefore it takes and the same thing. Any of the jewelry is, whereas any of my cousins are, and the same thing. More of the plot is revealed, whereas more of the plans are. So again, it depends on the context. Okay, and the same thing. Most of the cake was, whereas most of the cookies were. None of the material was discovered or was covered, and none of the students were. And finally, some of the fault was with the teacher, and some of the students were. So these 6 pronouns, depending on the context, that can be singular or plural. Okay? All right. So far, so good. But let's just consider how we use nouns, pronouns, and verbs with words like either or, neither nor, not only but also. Let's just consider these 2 examples. Either Mary or the students will bring their notebooks to the class. Either the students or Mary will bring her notebooks to the class. Why did I use there in the first case, and whereas in the second example I used her? Why is it in the first case I used there, whereas in the second case I used her? Yes, Amer, please.
In the first sentence, their antecedent to the students.
Okay, very nice. So, whereas in the second case, very good. All right. So the pronoun must agree with the closer noun. Okay. So what's the after or is a plural noun. Therefore, it takes a plural pronoun. And the same thing after or is a singular noun, and therefore it has to be a singular pronoun. So in other words, the pronoun must agree with the closer noun to it. With the closer noun to it. Okay. All right. A second example. Okay. Neither the woman nor the men will do their exam on Friday. Neither the men nor the woman will do her exam on Friday. Why is it in the first case there, whereas in the second case her? Because we have to look at the closer noun to it. So after nor we have a plural noun, and therefore it takes there, not hers. Whereas after nor here it's a singular noun, and therefore again it has to take a singular pronoun. Is this clear? Yes. And the same thing, not only my parents, but also my brother fixed his, but also my brother, singular. Whereas in the second case, not only my brother, but also my parents fixed there. So again, it agrees with the closest pronoun or closest noun to it. Is this clear?
Yes.
All right, very nice. Now, finally, the last point on this, we have something called collective nouns, okay? And collective nouns are or can be singular or plural depending on the context. What are collective nouns? Are nouns or groups of individuals. Okay, could be people, could be animals, could be anything. For example, team or jury or class, okay, or committee, all right, or army or family. These are we called collective nouns. So we can use singular or plural verbs or pronouns depending on the context. Okay. All right. So when do I use them? If all the members of the group are acting as one unit, then I use a singular pronoun or a singular verb. If they are acting individually, we use a plural verb or a plural pronoun. Okay? Let's see. The team celebrated its victory. Whereas the second one, The team changed into their street clothes and went home happy. Why did I use it's here with the team, whereas in the second case I used the?
In the first,
Yes, please.
in the first, they work as a unit.
As a unit, as one single unit, as one group, as one unit. Whereas in the second case, everyone, very nice, everyone on their own individually, they were acting individually, they were acting separately, not as one group. Every one of them changed into their clothes and went home happily. Okay? So if the collective noun is acted, or they are acting as one group, we use singular. If they are acting as individually, we use plural. Okay? And the same thing. Why is it in the first case we used it's, whereas in the second case I used the pronoun there? The class is meeting in its scheduled room today, whereas the class must turn in their assignments tomorrow. Alright, so, yes please?
The first sentence as a unit, so use single.
Okay, so the first sentence is very nice. So as a unit, as one group, they are acting as one group, so they are meeting in their, or in its scheduled room today, whereas the second case, every one of them must hand in his or her assignments individually, independently. Okay? Alright. And the same thing here. Alright. The union can do only as much as its members. The union and its members as one group. As one group. And the same thing. This is the army, and it is. Not they are, it is. And it is a fine organization, because the army, we're treating it here in this case as one unit. Okay? Alright? And the last one here, my family are fighting among themselves. Not my family is fighting among itself. Why is that? Because each one's like my brother, my sister, my father, my mother, they are acting individually, and therefore I used are fighting, not is fighting. Okay? Whereas my family lives in Gaza, it means all of them as one group lives in Gaza. So all of them as a single unit. Is this clear?
Yes.
Alright, okay. Alright, let's see and sharpen our thinking here and choose the correct answer. Let's have some fun here. Okay? Not only my brothers, but also mom loves to drench their omelette, her omelette, his or her, and her omelette or its omelette in ketchup. It has to be hair. Why is that? Because also agrees. Very nice. So the rule that you know now, that that pronoun must agree with the closest noun, but also my mom. Okay? Let's see the second one. So hair is the correct answer. Let's see number 2. Each of these word students is wondering how to answer effectively on their, her, his or her, their. Don't rush into answering, just read it carefully. Each of these word students is wondering how to answer effectively on. It has to be his or her. Why is that? Don't be tricked into students. We're looking at each. We said these are indefinite pronouns that are always singular. Each, every, neither, everybody, somebody, each person, and so on. So it has to be his or her. Okay. You see number 3. The girls, and this is a tricky one, the girls and their professor sweated in the hot classroom. Each one of them wondered why they, her, his or her, or she had decided to go to summer school. Just read it carefully. Just read it carefully. Alright, this is going to be fun. Okay? Which is the correct one?
She.
Why is it she?
Each one.
It's a subject pronoun.
Yes.
Subject pronoun. She had decided. I cannot say his or her had decided. No, it's a subject pronoun. Okay? Not something else. Okay? Not a possessive pronoun. Okay? Why she had decided. Okay? So here is a subject pronoun that is missing here, not an object or possessive pronoun. Okay, number 4. Robert, this is easy. Robert and Sue concentrated on the essay topic, discussed different sides. Now this is they because it is a subject pronoun. Clearly it is a subject pronoun. You can always work by a process of elimination. You exclude, you remove the very unlikely choices, the very unlikely answers here, and then you focus on 1 or 2. Okay? Alright, number 5. Either of these thick books by respected authors will have the answer to your research questions in many pages. In his many pages, his or her many pages, its many pages, or their many pages. It's?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Who said no? Of course it's it's. Why is it it's?
The question.
Either of the books. Okay? And then it has to be in its many pages. Not there because of this. Either. Either of the books in its many pages, not in their many pages. Okay? So read carefully. Read carefully. It's a tricky one. Alright. Sam is starving, and his friends have just ordered their meals. Despite Sam's hunger, neither of them will pay for share in the meal. Neither of them will pay for their share, his share, or its share in the meal. Remember the rule on neither. It always takes singular, so it has to be his. Neither of them wants his. Why is it not there? Because it doesn't take a plural. It doesn't take, neither itself doesn't take a plural pronoun. So it has to be his. Both of them are males. Both of them are men, not men and women, and so on. Okay? So neither of them will pay for his share in the meal. Okay? Okay. Carl refuses to return to the weight room because staff always pokes fun of his skinny arms and legs. His staff, their staff, her staff, or its staff. You are wrong. Okay. Why is it not his staff? Okay. Alright. Carl refuses to return to the weight room. It's a staff. It's a staff. Okay. Refuse to the weight room. It refers to the room, not his. Doesn't refer to anybody here in this group. So it's a staff. Okay. It spokes fun. They make fun, in other words, of their. Okay. Number 8. All right. I'll leave you to read this one and think about it. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes. All right. All right. The students should memorize Shakespeare's poem for Mr. Adam because the extra credits will help them improve. Help them improve. This is the easiest one, actually. All right. The second last, I hope. All right. A person should be allowed to make up. Very nice. His or her because okay, a person singular, and it can be both men and male and female, so it has to be his or her. Very nice. All right. Number 10. Okay. Still 20 more of these. At the zoo, every lion, tiger, bear, snake, and crocodile roared approval. Their approval, its approval, his or her approval, or his approval. At the lion, every lion has to be its. Very nice. Why is that? Every singular, and lion we call him. It's not his. Okay? Unless we sort of give a humanize, personalize these animals. Okay? And finally, either Sabrina or her friends will ask the professor for a permission to use dictionaries in the exam. Either Sabrina or her friends will ask the professor. Do you agree that it is there? Yes, then no. Yes, either Sabrina or
The closest.
the closest.
Yes.
So it has to be their dictionaries, not her dictionary, because either Sabrina or her friends. Okay? Correct? Is this clear? Alright, now let's do some more exercises, and this time we're going to choose the correct answer in between the brackets. Yes, please take some time to read these 5 sentences first and choose the correct answer for this one. So remember all the rules, okay, on indefinite pronouns, neither, nor, either, or, and so on. Take some notes of your answers. The jury. هيئة محلفين. هيئة محلفين. نظام قضائي بالدول الغربية. Alright, let's see. Alright, yes please, over there.
Each of the girls makes her own.
Is that correct, hair? Yes, each of the girls, no studying in the verb here. Makes, singular verb. Makes hair, because each hair. Okay, number 2, the jury.
The jury finally made its decision.
Its decision. Why is that its? Very nice. They're acting as one group, as one unit. Okay. If 19 of them said yes and one of them said no, then there is no ruling here. So all of them must agree on a decision. So it has to be its, not their. Finally made its decision. Number 3. Yes, please.
It often seems that television programmers are not concerned with their viewers.
Is that correct? Yes. And television programmers, not programmers. Okay. Their viewers. Number 4. Both them. Yes, Willa, please.
Both Jim and Sonny write to their mothers.
Very nice. Very nice. Say plural. Plural verb. Plural pronoun. Both of them write to their mothers twice a week. Okay. Number 5. No, neither. Yes, please. Here.
Neither the library of
Congress.
Nor the New York Public Library has its one.
Very nice. Why is it its? Because yes. Nor the New York Public Library has its. Very nice. Okay. Let's see the second set of sentences. let's see. Either. Yes, Habib, please.
Either of the two boys will offer
His. Very nice. Very nice. Now, because of either. Either of the two boys will offer his. Okay. His help. Okay. Number 7. Yes, please.
Neither Jim nor the boys have their own private.
Very nice. Because neither Jim nor the boys have their. Okay. All right. Let's see number 8. Number 8. Yes, please. Here.
Either the congressman or senator.
Senator James. Well, it has to be his or their. His. Why is that? And we have James, so it has to be his. Okay. All right. Let's see number. Is that correct? Yes. Number 9. Number 9. Yes, please.
American citizens must protect their
Okay. Very nice. Is that right? Yes, because we have the noun or the pronoun must agree with its noun, with its antecedent, plural, plural. All right. And finally, 9,
Every
10.
person should turn in his or her own savings.
Okay. What is it? His or her?
male or female.
Every person, and this would be mixed group of individuals. Okay, his or her own savings account. Is this clear? All right. Let's conclude with. Honestly, we've got more. Some. We've got some more. Sorry. All right. Still some. All right. Let's conclude. Let's finish these ones. Yes. All right. We'll just take one more minute to read them very quickly. All right, let's see. Neither. Yes, please.
Neither the best players nor the managers want to lose his side of the
It has to be there. What is that? Nor the managers has to be there. Nor the managers. Okay. Yes, please. The next one. Is that correct? Yes. Each student should turn in his or her. Number 13. Does anyone? Yes. Yes, Iman, please. Okay. Does anyone have his? Okay, because anyone, indefinite, always singular, and that's why I said not do. Said does. Singular verb. 14. 14. All right. 14. Yes, please.
Each of the freshman women called their mothers.
Not that. Her. Is that her correct? Yes. Because of again each of the women called her mother. Okay. Okay. The last ones. I promise. Okay. The last ones. Okay. All right. The last ones. The last three. Alright, let's see number 15. Yes, please.
The president and Mrs.
Mrs. Clinton gave
their speech on the
Okay, it has to be there. Okay, 16. Yes, please.
one of the girls agreed to drive ahead.
Alright, because one of the girls agreed to drive here. Number 17.
Mr. Bear is the captain in the Navy. He is also a well-known.
Okay, it has to be he is singular. And finally, yes, please.
The crowd good contributes
When they? Yes, because they are acting sort of individually, not as a single unit. Okay? Alright? Alright. I think we'll leave this last exercise because of time to as homework. So thank you very much. I hope you just make sure that whenever you write, that you always maintain subject-verb agreement and pay attention to these issues that we talked about today. In the meantime, take very good care and I'll see you next time, inshallah.